When you were at Warner, you said you worked with Madonna and Green Day. In what capacity were you working with them?
Well, Green Day were amazing. A bit is amazing. So Tom Whalley, who's the chairman of of Warner's America. When I took over and went from Atlantic to Warner's, the previous incumbent of my job had listened to had put in the Green Day record in the numbers in the forecast. He put in at 80,000 units because it was an American three-piece punk rock band. So they only thought they'd sell 80,000 records at the best. When I took over from Warner's, one of the first things that Tom did was say, come to America. So I flew to America, to Burbank, went into the office, met Tom Whalley, the most amazing A&R man in the world, signed amazing artists, ran a beautiful company. And he said, come on, we're going to go down to the studio. And we went down, and there's a guy called Steve, who was the international man, and they played me the record. And on the journey to the studio, Tom Whalley told me the story that they made this record last year, and they delivered it, and he didn't think it was good enough because it didn't really have a big hit record, and he thought that the band were better than that, and the producer was better. So he said, just keep going and go and write 3 more songs or 4 more songs, and it's a good record, but we want a brilliant record. Go back and do some more songs. And so you're going to come down tonight, you're going to hear those other songs, and this is them making the record. We've now got to decide whether this is the record or we go in terms of go do more records, to record more songs. So we walked in the room, he put on the album American Idiot. And I heard those songs, and we were looking at each other, we were tapping our foot and nodding our head, and I think the band went in the room, can't remember the name of the producer now, but we heard those songs, it was like, fuck, this is amazing. And so my job was to take that record on a DAT tape back to Warner's in London, play it to the company, and go, this album's called American Idiot by a band called Green Day. We're all stupid enough to think we can do 1 million records of this record. So the forecast went from 80,000 to 1 million, with all the implications that has for the company, at £8 a record. And then that's what we did. And then we went and met the band in Paris, doing a show in Paris, and we met them all, and they were great. We put a really good plan together, and the band committed to come in. They did like five House of Odeons. They came in for Top of the Pops. They came in and everybody worked really hard. We had a great marketing people, great promotion people, and it was massive. And we were like, how'd you do that? I was like, we had a really good record. So, Tom Whalley was the person who made them go back in and record those songs, re-record, and add 3 more songs on the record. And it was Tom's genius and Billy and the band's genius to take that on board, and the producer, to be fair, and go and rewrite and remake that record. And it was one of the most important records of that generation.
So before they had done those 4 songs, was the assumption that the band's best days were behind them, and then you heard those and you realised it was all about to...
Well, from the people who put 80,000 records in, when their previous record, 10 years before that had done 300,000. Yeah, there was like, look, American punk band. Yeah. We'll do 80 if we're careful. We won't spend any money on it. We'll put it out. I think it was 80 for Europe, not just the UK. I could be wrong. But yeah, no. I mean, the beauty of the record business is no one really knows. It's like being men with darts and they put blindfolds on and throw darts. You don't really know. If you've got a half inclination about knowing your subject matter, and you know music, and you're really good at judging what's good musically or not, you're in with half a chance. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, I think they used to say back in the 80s.